Hi everyone, it is Renee and today is September 16th, 2017 and this is my week. Pardon me for having to look at my notes. Week 15. VSG to DS revision update. So I had my last video, week 11. I don't quite remember what my weight is. But week 12 I saw 189.8 again. And this morning I actually saw a 183.7. So let me start with my stats. 5'5", highest on weight of 277.6, November 2008. Had VSG surgery December 23rd, 2013 at 243.2. Saw lowest weight of 161.1. Got injured, regained at least 40 pounds. And on June 1st, 2017, I had revised to a traditional DS with Dr. Scara at Mexicali Bariatric Center in Mexicali, Mexico. And I am alive. I have a weight of 208. And today is the lowest I've seen so far since revision of 183.7. So yay me, that's a total of 24.3 pounds down. I do see it in my clothes. I have a pair of pants that actually don't want to stay on my britches anymore. It's a real shame because 12s of that cut, they look fine, but I own a lot of 12s already, but they're not a dark wash. So this will be I really need to stop wearing them because I'm going to lose them someday, which is a horrible thing, right? And then I have 10s after the 12s, so I probably won't need to buy new pants for a while, at least until I get into the 150s, because when I was in the 160s, most of my 10s fit, and actually I have some 8s that are stretchy that they feel like 10s, or however you want to classify that. So that's my weight update. There you go. So here's TMI and additional exercise update. So previous videos I had talking about like bloat, like gas bloat, and it just hurt like a son of a gun. And I was going to look into what I was eating and kind of see the effects of what certain foods had on me by tracking them. I'm still kind of sucky at tracking what I'm eating, but what I am going to face is it was the carbs. I don't know if it's like the gluten carbs or just like carbs in general, so I'm not really blaming it on gluten. I don't want to go that route yet, but when I overdo anything, i.e. if I overdo bread or pastry, or if I overdo chips or overdo that kind of carb, that is when the gas gets to my lower abdominal area and it just sucks, like for the whole rest of the day. I was doing it mostly at work, and I have since stopped, and I don't experience it anymore. So there is a penalty if you overdo anything. Still occasionally for my meals. I don't really want to talk about my food too much because I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do about my food. But I'll do 1 slice of bread, chop it in half, and then I'll do like a meats and a cheese, maybe some lettuce or something for a sandwich or a breakfast sandwich with like eggs and cheese. Just depends what time of day it is. Anyway, so that 1 slice of bread, there are no consequences, which is good. You know, I want to be able to eat. So if a coworker on Friday, because unfortunately it always happens on Friday, brings like a baked item, I almost want to freak out, but I have allowed myself a small serving of it to taste, and that also does not cause the problems. So if I think back when I was complaining about the bloat, the gas bloat, the pain, it was when I wasn't minimizing what I was eating, and when I have maybe like 2, 3, however many servings I could fit in through the day, and that is where I totally felt the repercussions. That sucked. So yeah, the carbs will get you, which you know, I was looking for consequence. And having rerouted the small intestines the way they've been rerouted, yeah, it's no joke. As for the fragrance of the gas, it also, and frequency, does increase both in frequency and in the fragrance with excess carbs. So it's no joke. I still haven't pinpointed it, and at this moment, it's not such of a problem if it's like a certain kind of food. I'm just gonna blame carbs in general. And I know some other people might have problems because of milk or onions or something. At this point, I don't have it in me to give a cred because I don't notice any like greater difference, unlike that painful bloat I was having previous. So, yesterday I had my yearly exam with my PCP. This was actually the PCP that before I did go to Mexico, I had messaged her in the little healthcare system program. I told her I was doing, and I kind of I didn't want to say urge her, but I told her basically I would like her support. So she'd be willing to order my labs for me and kind of take care of me. I do still have access to my other bariatric surgeon who I can probably still see without out of network insurance because my network goes out of network, but she's kind of a crab, and I still don't know at this point if I'm going to tell her what I had done below her sleeve or not. But so I saw my PCP yesterday, and we went over the labs that dsfax.org recommends, and then I went over what my surgeon from Mexicali Bariatric Center, what they recommend, and so she didn't recommend too many. So basically we like hodgepodge between the two, came up with a list. I'll go over that after I have my tests, and then like some of them were like 24-hour pee collection, and we're like, why? There might be a real reason why, but again, I'm almost closer to 4 months out from revision surgery, so I figured just doing like some basic labs now, and I personally am feeling healthy. I have as much energy as I had before, considering I run on like fumes for sleep, so none of that has changed. So I guess we'll just see where these labs are, probably do them in another 3 or 4 months, do them at my yearly, and then we'll go from there to see how or what we think we should adjust. I will probably also run some of my labs on Facebook through some of the groups. But like I said, I haven't had the labs done yet. She also wrote so I could get a DEXA scan, which is it's a bone scan. That's recommended. So I'm looking forward to that test because that's an easy test. But there you have that. That's where I'm on that, health-wise. So tomorrow was supposed to have been my 20th half marathon. This is a race that Vancouver, USA canceled because Energy Events, aka Brian C. Davis, is a thieving, maniacal crook. I was told that we were going to get partial refunds. In essence, people were saying they were only getting $4 or $6.17 credited back to their accounts, their cards. What I actually did before this, the day I got the notice, was I actually contacted my credit card company and told them, I know you usually only protect people's purchases, or some companies do it from 90 to 120 days, depending on what company you have. But they're going to try it anyways, and it looks like I might have already received half of the funds, but they're not calling it part of the dispute yet. So anyways, if I can get back all my money, it's awesome. I have not been hiding this from everyone. I've told them all to contact their credit card companies, those who have paid via credit card. That is the protection by using a credit card. So I will tell you ultimately how that turned out, whether I got my $45 back or not. But so we were offered 2 free races from a different running company because we got screwed over by the other company. And unfortunately, both of those races got canceled due to the wildfires. One was down in southern Oregon, and the other one was located in Hood River, where it's just east of the big Multnomah Falls area fire, Eagle Creek fire, I believe that's what they call it. So I was actually getting down on myself because the later I wait, the wetter it gets, the colder it gets. I don't like running in frost and ice because that's the number one way to injure yourself. So my husband and I, he's doing his first half marathon. I can't believe it. I'm so proud of him. I didn't even want to do this half marathon. It's North County Wine Country Run. It's hilly, which I haven't been training running like I was previously last year, so hills is like the last thing I'm going to do. I know I'm not going to PR, so I'm already a little disappointed about that. But I said, hey, we could walk up the hills and we can jog down them, and we have a 4-hour time limit and basically 18-minute miles. And he agreed, so I'm going to be doing my 20th half marathon, and he's going to be doing his first half marathon. And this is just kind of like the sunset on a 5-year running thing I started. I don't think I've ever made a video of it, but the reason I actually had started running is because my stepfather died. Oh, God. So it was the May before 2012, so 2011, May 2011, he passed. It was unexpected. He just died in his house, and that took me for the worst. And that's when I was gaining weight back after one of the times I had lost it. When I got back, got into the 190s, I think for the first time possibly. And I was getting so big, and I'm like, okay, I signed up for my first half marathon a year in advance. And I thought that year of training was going to let me get the weight off. The problem is I didn't start training until about 2 months before that race because of losing the job that's a mile and a half from my home and having to commute. And it's a story in itself. And I might make a video someday complaining about things, but it's done. It's over with. I moved on. I still live in the same house. It's only a mile and a half from my previous employer. Not that I'm bitter anymore, but things actually worked out way better. I have way less of that kind of stress than I did prior. So that is one of the benefits. So that was my first half marathon, October 7th, 2012. That was the Portland Marathon, which they had the half marathon. I was about 238 pounds doing that race, and it took me 3 hours and about 48 minutes off the top of my head. And last year I did my fastest half marathon. I PR'd at 2:15. So, God, for some reason I almost want to start getting emotional. So I've come a long way, and one of the reasons that I kept doing the running is because, one, I hate to run. I've actually grown to like it a little more when I was getting faster because I was lighter. But 2+ hours doing anything is a freaking long time in your own head. Occasionally, the music, it helps, but you can't stop your thoughts. And it offered a way for me to never be able to forget what my stepfather meant to me, because it sucks. The race just sucks. And so I think of him a lot when I do these. So that's why I started, and there will be 21, and it's going to keep going. So, there you go. So that's all I have. Sorry for the tears. 14 minutes, sorry. But there you go. And I really do hope to have a week 15 update next weekend. Life's just been crazy, but I've been weighing in for myself, and now that I know that carbs are the bloat problem, and Rainy just needs to behave. There's one goal I have. Of course, I'd like to say I'd like to lose 3.8 more pounds to see 179 by next weekend. I don't know. Probably not. But I'd like to get 2 pounds off. 2 pounds off. Just to see a 1, an 8, and a 1, which means I'm only like 20 pounds higher than my lowest weight after weight loss surgery. So, 2 pounds is this week's goal. Don't know if I can do it. I'm going to try, and thank you for watching. Have a good one.